Hey, Jason Galvin.
What up?
How you doing today, man?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Look at my background this week.
It's like fortuitous, I think.
I know. It's because we're getting ready to go to Chicago, that toddling town. Chicago, I'll show you around. I love it. You know what else I can do? You know what else I did today, Jason Galvin? Talk
What
about my
did you
show
do?
for 5 minutes. So
Did
you
you
know
work
I have
out?
a Cameo account. Come on, Jason Galvin. What's the matter with you? How dare you?
This show's already starting great.
So you know I have a Cameo account, and on this Cameo account,
Yep.
I portray this guy. Hi,
Okay.
hey, Jason Galvin. It's Harry Carey. How you doing, man? What you drinking there? That's not a nice, cool Budweiser. I can tell, man.
It's not even good.
I know
But
it's terrible.
The Celsius is great. We got to get them to sponsor our show.
Listen, man.
The
Harry
Carey's
birthday
terrible.
great. I got paid
That's a terrible Harry
$13 to
Carey.
do
My
this,
God.
man.
You got paid how much?
$13.
Oh, yeah.
And
Most
guess
people
what?
on Cameo make more than that.
Yeah, Joey Fatone gets 5% of it. It's unbelievable, man.
He gets 5% of your $13.
Yeah, because he got me on Cameo. It's
Oh,
crazy.
God.
Hey, I'm gonna get out of here. Let's get Jason back in here.
Next time Joey Fatone buys a Celsius, you know, at that time that J-Lo got paid $13
Right.
to imitate Harry Carey,
Look at these
paid
things,
for my
man.
sparkling peach vibe, baby.
These things are huge. Yeah. So that's what I did. I did a Cameo today, and that's pretty much it. My wife and I got our wires crossed, and we both went to pick our kid up from school. She was like, "I told you I had to rush over here to get him." I go, "Yeah, but she goes, I know you had a show to do today." And I'm like, "All right, I gotta go do the show. Stop yelling at me." But that's it. What have you done, Jason? Anything exciting over the weekend? Or
Yeah, I'm answering customer service emails for one of our companies right now as we
nice.
do the show because we're short staffed on customer service. We had a personnel change this week, and then
How
that
much you pay
personnel
for
change, that personnel not enough for you. That's for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm always out.
And then
looking
that
for another gig.
and then that personnel change happened to coincide with the rest of customer service being off today. So I've been demoted from president of the company to customer service rep. It's very exciting.
Yeah, I had to, I know how that feels. I had to DJ a wedding yesterday at Disney in the heat. It's getting hot in Florida, boys and girls. Get ready. I can't wait to see what it's like in Chicago. Hopefully it's not crazy hot. But yeah, it was hot yesterday. People from Ohio almost melted, got sunburned, and from 10 to 12:30, which was supposed to go till 2, but you know, it's a little hot, a little warm. But I said, hey, I've been out here in the sun baking at drag racing events, so I'm used to this. So
Yeah, I didn't know that you guys did outdoor like DJing.
Oh, yes, we do it all, Jason Galvin. At Disney World, there are venue on top of venue at Disney to have little corner alcoves, all kinds of stuff. So, but
What's
it was
it cost to get married at Disney World?
Well, they just raised their prices, Jason. You'll be happy to know.
Stunning.
Yeah,
Stunning.
it's listen. I think they have a bunch of different packages. This was for like 27 people, but the problem is when you have that less, smaller numbers, you still have to meet a minimum. So it's heads and beds for hotel rooms, park tickets, food, drinks, whatever. You have to meet a minimum, and I think that minimum used to be $10,000, but now I think it's up. It's like $15,000. But like if you want to get married in front of the castle, forget it, dude. That's like Reba McEntire's kid just got married there a year ago, and I know they do fireworks. It's like multi-million-dollar weddings.
Right.
Yeah.
Which kid? Not the IndyCar driver one, right?
No. It wasn't him though.
Right.
But
what a disappointing IndyCar career that was, by the way.
Well, listen, we all can't be awesome. By the way, did you watch the IndyCar race this weekend?
This weekend? Where were they this weekend?
Miami. Oh no, it wasn't Indy. It was F1. Sorry.
Jesus
the F1
Christ.
race. Sorry.
All legitimacy we had on this show is already gone. Did you watch the IndyCar races?
It's open wheel racing, dude. I don't know. Did you? All right. Did you watch? So you watched it, obviously, right?
I did.
Yeah. Did you watch the opening ceremonies?
Yeah.
Did you enjoy watching LL Cool J and Will I Am with the dumb orchestra doing their opening driver intro? See, you do driver intro, so I mean,
who's a good musical act from Chicago? Who should we be?
Blues Brothers. There's a Blues Brothers tribute band that always shows up out there.
Really? Is the band Chicago from Chicago? I know that feels like a stupid question, but
yeah. Do you know what they used to be called? CTA, Chicago Transit Authority, and then they shortened it to Chicago.
Well, that was smart.
Yeah,
because they could bring the orchestra with them.
Yeah, listen. All right, I understand why they did what they did at F1 with the orchestra, but having Will I Am conduct strings and orchestra and have the Miami Dolphins cheerleaders behind him. LL Cool J I thought was fantastic. He was great. But the music selection was just terrible. I did not enjoy it.
Yeah.
The anthem singer was tremendous.
Listen, not everybody can have Dixie Midnight Runners just, ready to go.
One day, Jason, we have to.
Hey, real quick, just so you know, Chicago is an American rock band formed in Chicago.
There it is.
Thank you, Wikipedia. Hey, that's what I'm here for.
But yeah, could you imagine if we got Dixie's Midnight Runners to come out there and play "Come On, Eileen" live?
Hold on. Now I'm going back to the internet. Please tell me that they are.
They're still alive.
I didn't ask if they were alive. Do they still play?
Well, they got to be alive to play.
They're currently officially just. Thank you. They're currently officially just Dixies.
But do they still play Come On, Eileen? That's all I care about.
I'm working on that.
That's all that matters.
Tell me what I need to know about going to Chicago, because I've been to the city before, but I've never been to this race. So while I'm looking up Come On, Eileen live, what do I need to know about this race?
So Jason, usually we used to go like in June, late June, and all that stuff, and it would rain. And when I mean rain, there would be tornadoes, there'd be all kinds of stuff. So you got some weather issues you got to deal with there. It's out in Joliet. There's a Texas Roadhouse right in front of our hotel that we will eat at least one or two times.
I'm actually a fan of Texas Roadhouse. I think we had this conversation.
They're good, but I love the stand. So well, here, hold on. No, I'm not going to do it. They have the tower, which is a pretty big tower, right behind it, and then like the grandstands like attach and come off in a stadium setting. It's fantastic. It's a nice track.
Yeah, I've obviously seen my share of races there. Yes, Selena. Yes, in Joliet. Yes, not in Chicago. Joliet.
And if
by the way, Dexys does still tour, but we got to go to England in September to see him.
Oh, I bet we can get him at a race.
Look, if we talk to Julie Naddis, we can go to Norway with her in October and go see him.
We can go see her, and I wonder if she knows Erling Haaland. Do you know who Erling Haaland is?
I've heard the name. Yeah.
Yeah, he's forward for Man City, and he looks like an octopus. Anyways, they will probably
didn't he just break a record.
Oh yeah, he's like most goals in the Premier League.
All right, moving on.
But yeah, they'll probably have a Blues Brothers tribute band driving around. They've got the car, and they run up and down the what's it called?
Return Road.
Thank you.
Cool.
But yeah,
I'm told, for the record, I am told that one side of the grandstands will be closed. I think that's public knowledge if you're coming to the race, because you probably won't buy your tickets. But we're going to close off the left side stands, I guess.
That'll probably be the side I'm on, because the TV compound usually sits on the left side. Well, so once again, the low zone will be by himself.
I hope not, because that would be disappointing. But we have multiple jumbotrons that we're putting up over there. So we've had a lot of people ask why we don't have multiple jumbotrons. And apparently we have them this time. So that's just we had a mini pre-production meeting, and that conversation came up. I know you weren't part of that.
I'm glad I wasn't. I don't need to be a part of that.
No, just tell me where to play music, guys.
Yeah, that's all I need, because sometimes, a lot of times, I get on those phone calls and I'm like, why am I on this phone call? I don't need to be on this.
Exactly.
I don't care what Joe Costello's doing in the TV world this weekend. But anyways.
In the TV world this weekend. So.
Is he doing it again?
He is.
Come on, man.
I know. Come on, Eileen.
Come on, Eileen. All right, let's get into this. All right, so next week we'll talk more about what's happening, because I know everybody and their brother has talked about what's going on this weekend in Chicago, but we'll probably talk about it
next weekend.
Yeah, next week. But anyways, let's bring in our guest, shall we?
Yes.
This dude, listen, I'm excited. I was talking to him before we got in here, and I'm like, I'm excited. I like this guy already. I've never met him, but we're gonna find out what's up with the one, the only, Mr. I've muted my microphone, Buddy Hall.
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me.
He has muted his microphone.
I love your background, Wrigley Field. Many good memories at Wrigley Field.
You're a Cub fan, right? You're not a White Sox fan, right?
White Sox, who are they?
Exactly. No one likes the White Sox.
Isn't that a little league team on the south side of Chicago?
Exactly.
Have you seen how they're playing this year? If you look at how they're playing this year, then yeah, the little league's probably pretty accurate.
That's right. Hey, the only time I ever watched a White Sox game is when Michael Jordan played for them. That's it. I'm a huge Michael Jordan fan, so I got to admit, when Jordan played over there, I did watch some games.
All right, well, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, that's understandable. Buddy, you're coming out to Chicago, bringing the top fuel car. We'll get to the announcement today of the really pretty race car that you're rolling out, because I think it's spectacular. But I did not know that you spent what would you call it, a vast majority of your adult life in the Chicago area. I was a fan.
Yeah.
A bit surprised to learn that.
Yeah, I lived right downtown Chicago for the majority of my adult life, and I miss it. There's a lot of things I don't miss about Chicago, and it's changed a lot since I've lived there. It's been 7 years, but I definitely feel like I'm going back to one of my homes. I kind of have two home tracks in the circuit. I'm originally from Central Illinois, so only an hour and a half away from the St. Louis track. And then, of course, I spent majority of my adult life living downtown Chicago. So I kind of have two hometowns, if you will. So, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting back there. My phone's been melting for the last about. Hey, can you get me a free ticket? No, I can't get you a free ticket. I mean, everybody wants a free ticket. If I gave everybody a free ticket, I'd be out of business. I wouldn't be able to race the rest of the season, because I bought 595 free tickets for my friends.
Of course. Hey, it's a business. Who doesn't give people free tickets? You know what? I'm going to name drop this whole show. Justin Timberlake doesn't give free tickets. His mom has to buy a ticket because it's a business.
I
don't believe that part of it.
It is true. It's 1,000% true.
His mom is not, but Justin Timberlake's mom is not buying tickets to see Justin Timberlake in concert.
She does. I'm telling you.
Well, then I know maybe that could be your Mother's Day present this weekend. Which, by the way, if everybody's like Mother's Day, it's this weekend.
Maybe a free chip in and buy her a ticket and send it to her and see if we can get her attention.
Buddy, do you have kids? Do you have kids, buddy?
No, sir. I have two dogs. I have a 14-and-a-half-year-old American Bulldog, and I have a 3-year-old English Bulldog mix I just rescued 2 weeks ago. So those are my two kids, at least for right now.
So you're not in the same predicament that Jason and I are. We have to go get Mother's Day gifts for our children to give our mom or their mom.
That's right. That's
dude.
right,
Jason, thank you for just saying that, because
You're welcome. I actually took my son today when I picked him up from school. We went to Sam's Club. I walked him through the entire jewelry aisle, told him the dollar menu that he could spend, and at the end of it, he looked at me and said, "Daddy, I want to get Mom those flowers over there."
Good kid.
Excellent. Wow. You know how much cheaper that was? I'm not ruining anything because she's sleeping right now. And by the time she sees this or listens to this, then
Mother's Day will
she'll
be
already
here.
have them. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's almost here.
Yes.
So, buddy, you said this is your third full season of racing out there. How's it going, man?
Yeah, never a full season. We're not a full season, but this is my third year at the top fuel level, and we're having a blast. Every time we go out, we learn something, and that's everything from learning about our race car to me learning how to become a better race car driver. These cars will teach you a lot of lessons, and we're eager. We're super excited to get back out there. We did not go to Charlotte. We skipped Charlotte, so we came back here to the shop and, built some parts and made yet some more changes to our race car. And we're ready to load this thing up and head north and give them hell. You know what I mean? That's what we love doing,
That's awesome. Do you, what other like classes have you run before? Have you run anything else, or are you just Top Fuel all day long and just go?
No, I kind of just driven everything, but I spent the majority of my career driving my first race car, which was a Double B fuel altered. I still have it. It's out here in the shop right now. And it's a really cool car. It's pretty neat to think that was my first race car, and it's a race car that I'll never get rid of. It's a 120 inch, blown alcohol Chevy. And it taught me all the lessons that I felt like I needed to learn before I drove faster cars. So, I'm thankful for my first race car being the most ill-handling race car I've ever driven. So it was good to start that way, because anything else after that it's kind of like driving, a Cadillac, quote unquote, if you will. So, but yeah, I spent most of my career in that. I've made over 1,000 runs in that car. So, and I've driven other things, fuel funny car, a few altered, dragsters, some door cars, whatever, just I'll drive anything. If it's got a certified, if it's certified and it's safe and someone asks me to drive it, I'll drive it. I don't care.
Jumping in an altered like that as your first car is that was a bold decision.
Well, everyone said it was a bad idea. I mean, there wasn't one person who said, "Oh yeah, that's real smart," but I really didn't care what people thought. I've never ran my life based on what someone else thought was a good or bad idea. And some of my decisions have been really bad. And some of the decisions I've made that other people doubted have been ones that have changed my life. So I believe that everybody in this planet, outside of drag racing, just in life, should do what they want to do.
Oops. And he said, we're out.
Lost buddy.
He's back.
As long
Buddy got a work call. How much you want to bet?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
See? Told you. Somebody needs a roof.
That's right. I've always said, as long as it's not illegal or unethical, you should give it a shot if you want to try it. So, yeah, I mean, everyone on the moon said, "Oh, you can't drive that race car. It's really hard to drive." And you picked the hardest race car, on the earth to drive as your first race car. I said, perfect. Sign me up.
Yeah. I've never drag raced before, so it looks a little scary to me. And I have what Jason Galvin, what kind of race car should I drive to start off with?
We got a super car, dude. We'll just
super car.
Good place to
send you right. Just send you right down the track, nice and easy.
I used to have dreams that I would fill in for like Greg Anderson, like on Thunder Road from Greece. He was out checking something, and somebody opened the door, and he knocked his head, and he looked at me like, "Dude, you got to go win this one." These were dreams that I would have. I have crazy, dumb dreams. And I would go and win, and it was amazing. And then I go out there, and I'm like, huh? I don't know what this thing does. Okay. Anyways, buddy, that's my dumb life. So
hey,
that's
it's good to have an imagination. Hey, dreams come reality with action. So it's good.
One day. Oh, look at that.
That's right.
That's a good line. So you're excited to get back. So everybody's hitting you up. Everybody's asking for tickets. Is there something you're going to do because you haven't been to Chicago in a while, or is there a specific place you're going to eat? What's the good places out there in Joliet for us to eat?
Yeah.
And on what day and time should we join you?
Yes.
Yeah. So you got to go to Marishka's. It's on the what I would call the northeast side, and it's just an old fashioned local place, and they have the best sandwiches, like the best. I mean, everything there is amazing, but they have incredible steak sandwich there that I always like. So I'll go there. I won't have time to go downtown Chicago, unfortunately. There's just too much going on. So, but that's definitely the one spot in Joliet. And then Ace Drive-In, it's a little drive-in you go to, and they got like chili dogs and French fries and like root beer on draft. It's really cool. So I'll hit those two places up, and of course, Milano Bakery is on with us this year in Joliet. Milano Bakery is the oldest running bakery there in Joliet, family owned. It's not commercial, and they make the best pastries and bread and all that stuff. So we'll be hanging out at the Milano Bakery too. We're going to do a tour. We're going to do a video tour of their facility and have some fun over there. My friend Mario owns the place, so we're pretty pumped about that.
Ooh,
yeah.
You were talking right up our alley, man. Jason, you've made notes, right?
Well, actually, it's funny. I did. I pulled up both Milano and Marichka's.
Cool.
I am intimately familiar with the hot dog experience there. It is significantly better than what's the giant chain everybody is obsessed with?
Portillo's.
Yes, massively overrated.
Yeah, Portillo's. They built one here in Dallas, and I'm not a fan.
So the ones in Chicago are, like, in my opinion, not bad. Like, they're fine, they're good. But yeah, so I went to college at Arizona State, and they built one right next to campus my last year at ASU. I had a bunch of buddies who were from the Midwest, like, oh, you got to go to Portillo's. Portillo's, it's amazing. Portillo's. I went to Portillo's. It's like, wow, I could have gone to Wiener Schnitzel and spent 99 cents. It would have been just as good. Like, I don't know what it is, but for some reason, the ones that they build out, like, I don't know. I've never been to an In-N-Out in Texas, so I don't know if the ones in Texas suck more than the ones in, like, the ones in California are In-N-Out the greatest, right? I don't know. The ones in Texas suck. Like, I doubt it. But, like, Portillo's has that problem. I know that for a fact. Like, not good when you leave Chicago or Illinois.
Well, if you need the fix, you're gonna have to do with what you got. Portillo's is what we eat, but then we get real stuff in Chicago. Come on, Jason.
Well, I guess, yeah. Where should we go to get pizza, buddy? What's your deep dish pizza place?
Chicagoans don't eat deep dish.
I'm not a deep dish guy, but listen, if y'all want to, are you guys planning on going downtown?
Probably not.
I will, because I'll be there a day.
Okay. So you got to go.
I'm in on Wednesday.
So. You have to go to the Chicago Pizza Oven Grinder. It's in Lincoln Park. A couple cool things about that particular place are these. First of all, the pizza's amazing. It comes in this bowl. They flip the bowl over. They serve it. It's a whole like experience. But it's one of the best pizzas I've ever had. It's more like a pot pie pizza. But anyway, one of the things that makes it so cool. Did you look it up? Isn't that awesome?
Dude, it's fantastic.
I'm working on loading a picture in here.
There you go. Yeah, load it up. So here's the deal, though. It's directly catty corner. I mean, you can stand at the entryway of that place and look at the parking lot in which the Valentine's Day Massacre happened. So it's kind of cool, right?
Oh, that's kind of cool.
People got killed, but cool because it's a cool piece of Chicago history. You go there, you get your pizza, you get your salad, and you see that area of Chicago.
I'm a big history buff. Jason Logan will vouch for that. So. Sure. Awesome. That is actually something that interests me.
You got to do it.
Yes.
Yep. Chicago Pizza Oven Grinder. I think it's the best pizza in Chicago. I'm not a deep dish guy. Never have been. My second choice pizza in Chicago would be Giordano's, and that'd be thin crust. They have. I know Giordano's is like well known for their thick crust. That's not where it's at. Their thin crust is incredible. It's amazing. So
I've actually never had their thin crust because every time you go there, when you're when you're a foreigner, like us for Californians are, you just get the deep dish stuff,
Yeah.
I feel like that's like In-N-Out. Like when I get people from like the Northeast, they come to In-N-Out and I'm like, oh, you got to get an animal style and like this and that. Sure. They're like, no, I just want like a double. I'm like, no.
Ways. Have you ever been to Exchequer Pizza?
No.
It's down a little bit from the Bean, and it's like right on that street, like 2 streets over. It's really good too. Huh, they don't put all the sauce on top.
Huh, never heard of that one before. Is it new? I moved.
No, it's been there for a while.
There's burger place downtown that everybody goes crazy about.
Cheeseburger.
It's is that what it is? The place that's like rock and roll themed. Like every burger is named after a rock and roll bar.
Rock and roll theme. I'm not sure.
Yeah, hold on. Right, and I'm gonna find this. Go Google, go Google, go. Kuma's Corner.
Oh, Kuma's. Oh, I forgot about Kuma's.
Yes.
Yeah. It's fresh ground sirloin and everything. It's real deal. Yeah. They're amazing burgers. I forgot about Kuma's. Yeah,
everybody raves. That's like one of those places that I need to get to at some point.
Yeah. Hey, you got to also, while you're in the Chicagoland area, you got to get the Not Your Father's Root Beer. You guys know about this?
I've heard of it. Yes.
Okay, so it's made in Wakanda, which
I have had it. Yes.
You've had it. Okay, you got to try it. I mean, it's only available in that region. So if you've never had it before, you got to get it.
Yes.
This is why I love Chicago. Chicago is like one of my favorite cities, just because of this alone.
Yeah, the food's amazing.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
Great. All right, so we're done talking food.
You got a picture of the race car? Let's look at the race car.
Yeah, let's talk about this race car, the new sponsorship we got going on. Here's what it looks like, Jason Galvin. Look at that thing.
Dude, so Elon sent me this. I think I got a preview of it last night, if I recall. And I fell in love. Like I think purple looks good on a race car to begin with, but that thing looks like we don't have a car that looks like that out there right now. And I'm a fan of having things that don't look like what everybody else has. And look, Friday night, if if we run late enough Friday night that the sun is down a little bit and the lights are out,
yes.
she's gonna be purdy.
Yeah. Well, it's Funny Car Friday. So funny cars go first on Friday, qualifying at 6 p.m. And you got to know that, there potentially could be some oil down. So we're probably going to run at night. I mean, if not, it'll be just a dust. So it'll be good lighting and nice big header flames. And, purple's awesome. That car is really, so y'all know, I'm literally looking out the window of my shop right now, watching the guys wrap it. It's getting wrapped
cool.
now, literally right now.
Cool.
So yeah, the black, the gold, the purple is going to be awesome. Renegade, that group of folks over there, they're just good people. They have a really big business that's ran like a family business. They treat me like $1 million. All their products are amazing. They got some people don't know this, but they have 70 weight oil. They have 50 weight oil. We're running the 70 weight in our top fuel car. Unfortunately, they do not make nitromethane. Darn it! I couldn't run it anyway.
Not many people do, unfortunately.
I get beat up. I think NHRA come over and beat me up for that. But they make some incredible products, cleaning products, all the gas, all the race gas, 112, 116, methanol. It's an incredible brand. They make the glue for, probably 30, 40, 50% of the tracks in America are using their glue. So it's a great brand. So I'm really excited to represent them. The wrap is totally kick ass. It's going to look killer on the racetrack. And really it's a cool deal. I want to build with them. I want to do something bigger with them than just this one race. So I just gotta do well, and I gotta show them a good time. We'll see what we can do in the future.
So, and again, everybody's like, "Oh man, we need sponsors. We sponsor this. Everybody needs a sponsor." How do you go about it? Like this, by the way, this show needs a sponsor. So if anybody else out there in the world needs a sponsor, maybe you can help us get one. How do you go about saying, "Hey, company XYZ, would you like to, spend $150,000, $500,000, $2 million on a top fuel car"? How do you go about that? What's the process, if you don't mind sharing?
There's a lot of steps to get to a point where you can start asking people. And I think that's the part that a lot of people skip. And I think the biggest part is building an organization and a following large enough that warrants a conversation for anybody. If you don't have a good product to present and you're not doing your part before you ask for money in terms of marketing and being out there, they're not interested. But to be honest with you, my approach is, well, I'll tell you, you've heard that song, right? Every day I'm hustling.
Right.
That's my life, right? So I hustle every day. That's what I do. I own a few different businesses, obviously the racing team, and I hustle every day. And who I go after, I'm just going to, here's my marketing / sponsorship tip of the decade. I go for no one that's on anyone else's race car or has been on anyone else's race car. I'm interested in bringing people into NHRA drag racing that have never done it before. So when I'm calling people, emailing people, sending people Instagram messages, you better believe they're people that sometimes don't even know what NHRA drag racing is on purpose. Those are the people that I'm after. And I'm after those people because if we don't get more companies involved and more people involved and we don't start cross branding, promoting into other types of life, then we're still limiting ourselves on the viewership we have. Like, just for example, here's an example. So we had Primal Steakhouse on board for us in Las Vegas. Primal Steakhouse is the #1 rated steakhouse in Las Vegas at this moment. The food is incredible. They catered for us all weekend. They're just an amazing brand. They did not even know what a top fuel dragster was. However, when they came to the racetrack, we showed them around. We showed them the pit area. We put them in the stands. They ate it up. And they said, "Can we do this next year?" They had no clue. So you got to get people involved that have never been involved before. That's the magic. And if you want to grow anything, you got to think outside the box. You got to market towards people that have never been marketed towards. You got to ask people for things and for money that have never been asked before. And the answer is, or let me back up. If you ask 100 people for money, 99 of them are going to say no. One's going to say yes, right? Let's just use that as a ratio. But if you don't ask 100 people, you're not getting that one yes. So you just got to ask a lot of people. And again, you got to have a presentable product. You got to have a nice and sanitary and clean and marketable social media. you got to have a nice race car. You got to have a clean pit area. I believe that your driver, your crew chief, your team has to be presentable and well-spoken. And I think it all matters. I think it all counts. I think it all adds up, because in the end, this is a business. This isn't play. This is a real deal business. And if you treat it that way, then you'll have success. If you treat it like a hobby, well, then it's just a hobby. And that's the results you're going to get when you're approaching people for marketing. So tip of the year, tip of the decade, go for people that have never been on a race car and that don't even know what Top Fuel or Funny Car or Pro Stock or what any of it is. Go for those people, because those are the people that you bring in and you grow the sport that way.
Yeah, that's everything you just said is exactly it. And and I hate to say this, but you walk around the pits and you see some pits that are like, what is that? I mean, they don't have to. You don't have to have $1 million hauler. You don't have to have the greatest awning. You don't have to have the biggest footprint. But what you do have to have is clean, and you have to have people. Yes, it's a dirty sport. Everybody's all grimy, but they can't be your sponsor shirt completely covered with tire dust and But yeah, no, that's super smart, man. That's awesome.
And seriously, anybody. But I'm glad Buddy went down that route, though. Like, not just the finding people outside, but like the thing that you said about you got to ask 100 people and 99 of them are going to say no. Like, I know so many people who want to be racers. They're racers, and they're like, I'm gonna find like I get a lot of people ask me like I don't have a ton of money, but like I got a corner over here behind my monitors full of trophies from my circle track racing days where we nearly won a championship. That car was 100% spot. I was racing a local asphalt modified, on a budget that was big enough that we could have run 2 or 3 seasons on it because I didn't mind hearing no, right? Like, I asked enough people over and over and over again that I eventually got people to say yes. And then it snowballed. And you got, like Buddy said, I got some new people out there. They came out to the local track. They saw, like, I had some things that helped. I knew some people. I networked, but like, that's part of it. You cannot be afraid to hear no. If you want to drive a race car and you need a sponsor to do it, like I'm going to run Bowling Green and Indy in the Super Comp car this year. We ran it last year. I don't do that without sponsors. I cannot do it without sponsors. And I haven't finished putting a package together this year yet, but I know I already have some people. Last year I had some people. Do you know how many no's I got? It's not like the first 4 people I called were like, yeah, sure, it's a great idea. Let's go Super Comp racing in Bowling Green with no TV deal. Like, you got to sell the deal. So.
No just means no today. No doesn't mean no next year, no tomorrow. No today means yes later. That's how I look at
so long as you're treating them well. Like, you can't take it personal. It's people's livelihoods and business. But like, you can hear no. You hear no. Thank you very much. Can I contact you again in the future? Can we stay in touch? Can I send you some stuff? Can I put you on my email list? Yeah.
Yeah, that's
smart guy right there.
Yeah, no,
smart guy, Buddy Hall.
Yeah, I people are trying to give me money and I asked for money for like a payroll account thing that I had going on, and then they sold my information off to all these other people. My phone does not stop ringing all day long. Hey, did you get your money? We'd like to have, this is On Deck. This is Infusion Capital. I'm like, dude, I don't need the money now. Thank you. We're all good. I'll call you back in a week. Why would I want it in a week? I mean, there's a line where you can't be completely and totally obnoxious.
I had somebody offer to lower my Spectrum bill today. That was great.
Yeah. Well, I bought it.
They asked me how many TVs I had. I told them 17 and they hung up.
I had this burning desire, today. I just got out of bed and I felt the need to call someone for my auto, my auto warranty. I just had to buy one today.
Right. Yeah. It's like,
I had this burning.
Exactly.
I just woke up and I'm like, I call him. I said, "Can you insure a 2021 McKinney Top Fuel car?"
What is that?
I go the opposite of that, Buddy. When I get those, I'm like, yeah. They're like, what's your daily drive? I'm like, I
do that too. I love it.
I have a 1948 Tucker.
Yeah.
They're like, what? You have a what? I'm like, yeah, go ahead, look it up. Can you insure
and let them know all the safety features? By the way, did you know that Tucker was still to this date the only vehicle that the headlights followed the front tires? Did you know that?
I didn't. That's actually kind of cool.
Yep. So when you turn the wheel, the lights follow the same pattern or the same direction as the wheels. The only vehicle today. It's pretty cool.
That is cool.
That thing was rear engine also. Did you know that?
I did. Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Preston Tucker was a really smart man. I studied his entire life because he was an entrepreneur before entrepreneurs were entrepreneurs, right? Yeah. This guy pressed the envelope. He pissed Detroit off. He pissed Chevrolet off, Ford, Chrysler. He didn't care. He did it his way. And unfortunately, it didn't work out his way because of some politics. But he built an incredible car and did it his way. I'm a huge fan of that guy.
Yeah. No, that car was way, way, way ahead of its time. Yeah.
Have you seen
Great
one
movie
before
too.
in person? Have you ever seen one?
I have. Yes.
Yeah, they're beautiful. Yeah,
they are beautiful. Yeah, I've seen one, and it was absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very cool. Yeah, I watched the movie. I was cool with that.
Oh, the movie? I watched the movie as a kid. That thing came out the early '90s or so, give or take.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it was. That was high school. I was a marketing guy in high school. Right? Like I know we had a major in high school, but like we had a sub like college deal, and that was like mandatory. Like I don't want to call it senior project, but like we had to watch that movie and then go learn about Preston Tucker. Like
that's cool.
Basically, we had a report about it, like understanding all the things that he tried to do and the ways that the rest of society worked against him. It was fascinating.
Yeah, speaking about Chicago people, did you guys see the movie The Founder about Ray Kroc and how he franchised McDonald's?
Mm-hmm. I have not watched it yet.
Oh,
he's the best thief of all time, right?
All time.
Stole McDonald's from the McDonald's brothers. They didn't even know it. It was like too late. He's literally the number one biggest thief of all time, that Ray Kroc guy.
Yeah.
And then he convinced the rest of the world that, like, you know what's really good? Like, we're going to take this patty that we froze 17 months ago, and I'm going to put it in a microwave for 40 seconds and sell it to you for 99 cents, and you're going to eat the shit out of it. You're just going to keep eating and eating and eating.
Yep.
That's what we do, man. Listen, hey, Jason, you and I didn't get this way looking like that. You're not eating McDonald's.
Look, I'm going to tell you, I wish I got this way eating McDonald's. I'd have more money in my bank account.
Do you guys remember when McDonald's sponsored Cruz Pedregon? And who was
Corey Mack.
Yeah. Okay, Corey Mack, yeah. I remember as a little kid going to the races, and at that time when they sponsored those two cars, I think it was a Larry Minor team deal. Anyway, McDonald's had somehow, some way bought in with NHRA, and they were doing almost all the food at the racetrack. Y'all remember that?
That I don't remember, no.
Yeah, they had these stands, and interestingly enough, they sold pizza, which was really funny. Hopefully someone listening remembers this, because I have a very vivid memory. And I remember going to the U.S. Nationals as a little kid, driving my uncle nuts. I want one of those pizzas. And they had these little miniature McDonald's pizzas. So if anybody's listening right now and you remember those pizzas,
they were good. They was like the
type it in so I don't look like I'm nuts, because it really did happen.
Courtney Enders remembers.
Courtney remembers?
Yeah. Wow, it was an elevated stand, and you walked up like an actual McDonald's.
Yeah,
I do not remember.
Yeah, they're just little stands, and they were all over the place. And I mean, again, I really remember the pizza, but I think it was real basic. I think it was like cheeseburger, double cheeseburger, fries, Big Mac, and then pizza, of all things. So
I was kind of half expecting the In-N-Out trailers at Pomona this year to like have something like, something out of the out of the woods for them, so to speak, but then they didn't. Probably because Lindsay's way smarter than I am.
Hey, by the way,
I devalue myself.
By the way, those In-N-Out trucks, you did not have to wait too long for a burger.
Dude, it was phenomenal.
They were zipping burgers out of those things. That was awesome.
Well, first off, we had like 17 of them.
Which In-N-Out's my crew's favorite thing. We work on the car every Saturday. There'll be 7 to 10 of us here, and that's every Saturday. That's where we go for lunch. We all go to In-N-Out. Right? Actually, we normally just bring it back here. The guys love it. It's their favorite.
I love it.
At least you didn't say Whataburger, because I would have been very
disappointed.
Thank you. Thank you, God. Somebody from Texas who doesn't like Whataburger.
I mean,
by the way,
I came off the lake at 3 a.m. and eaten Whataburger, but that's different.
Well,
that's not
okay. Look, buddy, I'm going to tell you right now. I've left establishments at 3 a.m. and eaten Taco Bell before, and I'm not real proud about it 3 days later. Okay, but I'm not going there at noon on a Saturday.
Yeah. No, heck no. It's only when that's the only thing open.
Right.
Right.
There's no way that Whataburger even comes close to In-N-Out. Am I right?
No.
I mean,
No, it's not even
about?
it's literally not a conversation.
No.
And
really
going
is.
back to my college days, I never heard of Whataburger until I got to Arizona State, and there was a Whataburger in Tempe. And again, then I had to hear this conversation. Oh, you're from California. Oh, yeah, Whataburger is way better than In-N-Out. What planet?
No.
On what planet?
No.
Sorry, Courtney, but no.
Yeah, Courtney, I can't. Yeah,
where it's at. I mean, that's just where it's at. You know, everything at Whataburger is frozen, and then In-N-Out. I think they're part of the deal, and I may be wrong. Correct me. I think nothing's ever frozen. Meaning,
No,
like
they don't
the burgers
freeze
or
their
the fries.
stuff,
I know
right.
the fries are cut right there, but I think the meat too. I think it's part of the deal. They don't ever freeze it. That's why it tastes so good. You know what I mean?
Fresh,
Well, that's
never
why-
frozen. It literally says it on the packaging. Like,
yeah, that's why they're not on the East Coast, because they don't want to have an In-N-Out too far away from the distribution center because it's all fresh.
Yeah.
they're working on
Hey,
it.
is Courtney still watching right now?
Of course
I'm sure
is.
she
Hold on,
is.
here's what she's saying. I like In-N-Out better, but don't
All right.
respect the patty melt.
So
3 a.m. taquitos. Is that a Whataburger thing? They have taquitos at Whataburger. Shouldn't that be your first sign that it's not better than In-N-Out? It's named Whataburger and you're getting taquitos?
Yeah, it's like going to Jack in the Box and a taco. That's weird too. Hey,
Or the chicken
Or-
fajita pita. Like,
yeah, just weird. You know what I mean? It's just, to me, a burger place should serve burgers and taco
Right.
places should serve tacos.
baked potatoes at Wendy's. Like, I've always like, do you really think they're baking their potatoes at Wendy's? Come on.
Microwave all the way.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Courtney, if you're listening, one of your favorite people is standing on the other side of my window right now.
Uh-oh.
JD Campbell, and he owns your old Junior Dragster. I'm looking at the back of his bald head right now. He's standing right in my shop.
How funny is that?
Yeah, he's got her old Junior Dragster for his son. His shop's connected to mine, so he's over here all the time.
Is he helping wrap the race car?
No, I don't know what he's doing out there. I think he's just
supervising.
supervising the wrap. We're turning the car purple right now. I think he's putting his 2 cents in on it.
Well, that's awesome. So let's talk about something else you guys got going on. What about you've had some issues with cyberbullying,
Oh yeah.
and you're kind of trying to I don't know if you're trying to eliminate it, because I don't know if you're ever being eliminated, but we gotta put a halt to this. And speaking of Courtney, her and her sister go through this all the time,
Nonstop.
Yeah.
nonstop.
Yeah. It's very real, and and I'll talk about it very openly because it's something that it's like the new pandemic. You know what I mean? And it's interesting because it holds a lot of weight for some reason. Anybody can go online and duplicate a profile and or not duplicate a profile, but use their own profile or other fake profiles and go out there and just and work real hard to destroy your name. And it's easy to do. It's not hard. And so, yeah, there's a couple companies we're working with right now that are non-for-profit companies that we're working with to promote cyberbullying, meaning promote preventing it. And you'll see them on the side of my race car in the near future. Probably a full wrap, because we're working with them and working with them hard, because I got to tell you, I'm tired of it. I've been a victim of it, and it's not cool. It doesn't feel good to read things about yourself that aren't true. It's just terrible. And, the other day I was talking to Camry Caruso, she's one of my friends, and we were talking about, she's got 5 or 6 Instagram profiles under her name. And then, that's just the most recent person I've talked to. So there's probably, in the last year, I've probably talked to 15, 20 drivers that have fallen victim to this kind of stuff. And then other people around me in my life that have fallen victim of it, because for some reason, and I just don't know why, because I'm not this way. I don't read into that stuff. And when I see people posting bad things about other people, how I view it is the person posting it must be the problem. If they're that dramatic to put something out there in a public forum, and the other person they're talking about doesn't, they're the problem. And we all know that. People that have the social politics skills and understanding how that stuff works knows that that's the truth. So it drives me crazy. I get fired up when I talk about it. And I don't think it's okay. There's nothing we can do, through Instagram and Facebook about it. They're too big of a monster to try to attack to get them to stop it. So we just have to stop it in other ways. These cyberbullying nonprofit organizations are working with the federal government to create more laws to protect people, especially public figures, from literally just being bullied. I mean, it takes zero work for me to go online, Jason, and either Jason and create a profile with your name on it and start posting a bunch of bad stuff. I can do that in 5 minutes. It's just disgusting. So
that is crazy.
Well, something that changes. You know what I mean?
But before my NHRA career, and buddy, you probably don't know this, I was a news anchor, morning news anchor, for 4.5 years. And so you talk about witnessing that stuff firsthand. I fortunately never necessarily dealt with it because, I'm the fat, pretty ugly dude. But like the far better looking female co-anchors and reporters that we had, you should, if I repeated some of the stuff that they got sent to them.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. Hey, well, speaking of pretty, let's bring in the queen of content. What a horrible title this is. Look, there she is.
Queen of content.
Why would you
self-proclaimed?
No, someone called her that, and she's been on every podcast on the planet.
Because people like you send me a link and interrupt the star Buddy Hall's show.
Well, I figure you probably are a good person to talk with Buddy about this cyberbullying because, Buddy, this is a fun one. Talk about getting like I got the, hey, be my friend. I'm Erica Enders 0.7.
Oh, yeah.
And I was told that I could help if I spent $850 for a VIP pass. I could help tune the car. I could possibly go on a date with Erica. I could, I could tell Richard Freeman how to run his entire program.
So did you swipe your card? Did you just go and swipe it?
I was like, where can I send this money?
Swipe your card, man.
I have to.
Oh.
And then,
what he did was he just screenshotted for days. We would get nothing but screenshots, Erica and I and him on a group text. Here's what I'm doing, and we would tell him what to say, and he had this guy just totally hoodwinked.
Yeah, it's disgusting. It's just, when you look at it all, you just got to ask yourself, why and who's next. That's what I always say. Why and who's next? It's just. It's pretty disgusting. And, it doesn't really bother me. It bothers me more for other people than myself. And I'll tell you why. I have some pretty thick skin, but beyond that, I'm also an adult. How does a 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20-year-old kid feel about, being bashed and hammered on the internet all day? They don't have the emotional maturity yet to be able to handle that kind of beating. And I also think, I've done the research and it's directly linked to an escalated amount of teen suicide. It's directly connected. There's no question. When you lay the two studies up next to each other, they're in direct correlation. Cyberbullying increases, and all of a sudden, suicide increases. And that's also for adults, but especially for kids, because kids just haven't been put through the gamut yet. Their skin is still thin, and it really affects them. It breaks my heart. They're exposed. Off the camera, I'd say some different words, but I can't say
No.
The kids are exposed.
I get fired up about it.
Yeah, they're exposed to way too much. I have a 12-year-old. And this kid, he's got an Instagram. And we're like, you're not allowed to have that stuff. But we have to shut it down. And then all of a sudden it pops back up. But we have to monitor, like, what are you looking at, bro? I go, you can't. And all he posts are soccer pictures anyways. But I know he's got a burner account someplace else that I just haven't found yet. But I'm going to find it. But it's hard to keep these kids, under wraps a little bit and innocent.
It's not even just the kids. Like if I sent you guys, I run Erica's social and stuff, and it's gotten so bad that she doesn't even get on it. She'll post on Instagram. She goes rogue and posts on her own, and it freaks me out. But the stuff that people write her, it makes me blush, and it takes a lot to make me blush. And it is just these guys who are getting scammed into thinking that they're with her. Whole nother level of it. They come to the racetrack. They think that they're going to meet their future bride, and they literally bring rings. I'm not making this up.
What race was that, Courtney? That dude brought a ring. Houston. Oh my God, that was insane.
Of course,
and then they get mad. They get mad, and then they start to attack us. And then it's like, okay, well, also, if he's a weak soul, is he going home massively depressed because he thought he fell in love with Erica Enders, and now he's just been totally hoodwinked?
Sure. Yeah, no, it's a problem. It's bad for a guy. I can't imagine being a female. It's just,
it's terrible.
I know it's terrible. I feel bad for y'all. Just feel bad.
I don't enjoy it. It makes me giggle because it's just so ridiculous. But even what I was going to say, not even just for kids, Erica's a lot softer than I, and the reason she doesn't go on there and look at all of her own stuff is because she cares what people think and she takes everything to heart. She wants to be everybody. She wants to be pro stock sweetheart for everybody. And I'm just like, oh, haha, this guy's a douche. And she's like, oh my God, he doesn't like me. It's just totally different.
Yep. Yeah, I get it. Well, let her know that men also hit on me. So there you go.
Perfect.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, but look at the beard.
I was going to say.
It's
sexy dude. So, Jason Galvin, were you talking about who's the more buff guy out there? Buddy?
Oh, God, yeah. Buddy. Yeah. Buddy, if you and Matt Hagan had an arm wrestling competition, who's winning?
I have no idea. But I've talked to Matt about it, and we are going to
so is this are we working on a match?
We text back and forth. So
are we working on a match?
Well, we're going to. So we're going to do something where like we come up with some heavy items at the track and create like maybe like a medley or something. Here's what's cool. So we talk back and forth, and in some Matt is more works out like for a bodybuilder's way, and I competed in powerlifting for a decade and a half. So we've not worked out the same way. So in some areas, I think he'll kick my ass. In other areas, I think I'll kick his ass. And we've talked about it, and we have the same.
Queen of Content, can Flow Racing host this, please?
Yeah,
Flow Racing. That is amazing.
Can Logan and I be the commentary team?
Yes,
for it?
We must be commentators.
Courtney can be the interviewer. Logan and I are doing commentary. This is gonna be awesome.
Yeah,
this is
Matt and I talked about it. He's 100% down. Of course, I'm down. I'll do anything. I don't give a shit.
I'm not even kidding, Jason and Jason. I'm not joking.
I'm not either. This would be awesome. Okay. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. So yeah, we have an idea too. Well, I'm not going to spoil it, but just know that Matt and I've talked about it. I don't know when it'll come to fruition, but you better believe because both he and I we're cool with doing it. We're friends. So we'll come up with something someday, and we'll make it really fun. We'll make it interesting for the crowd.
What can you bench, buddy? What's your bench?
Man, right now, I have no idea, but my best was 765.
Me too.
There are many YouTube videos out there of me benching like anywhere from 500 to 700 pounds.
Courtney goes, me too. We're talking about pounds, not ounces of coffee here, Courtney.
I was a top 10 bench presser in the world, so, and I competed. Yeah, top 10 in the world. As a matter of fact, a quick side story here. When I retired from powerlifting, I grew up drag racing around it. I'd never driven a race car in my life. I quit powerlifting because of a lot of things around me weren't going the way I thought they should. A lot of my friends were getting hurt. It was a lot of turmoil. I'm like, I'm done. I'm done with this. And literally, y'all are gonna laugh. I'm very competitive. I call my dad because I can't play darts. I'm not a good pool player, but I'm highly competitive. I call my dad. I say, hey, you think I can drive a race car? He goes, beep, no, you can't drive a race car. Are you kidding me? Have you looked in the mirror? That's what he says to me. He goes, you're 270 pounds. You've never driven a race car. I don't care if you've worked on and been around your own. You don't know what you're doing. Hey, a month later, I can't make this shit up. I showed up to his house with a double B fuel altered with a blown Chevy in it saying, we're going racing. I can't make that shit up. Hey, this is where it gets really good. I didn't fit in it. So at first I bought it. I couldn't fit in it. I lost like 20 pounds. I finally could get myself in it. We moved everything around so I could fit. The seat I used when I first started is crooked because I had to sit in the car a little crooked to fit in it. That's how bad I wanted to go drag racing. And it hasn't changed. Now I just fit a little better. I'm 230 pounds now instead of 270. But that's how it all started.
That's amazing.
Listen, I'm on my way to the gym right now. I guess I'll try 760.
Do it.
Hey, Selena says Buddy could bench press a pro stock motorcycle with
a rider.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you should be able to. I don't think so now. I don't know what I could do now. Maybe 450, I'd say. Somewhere in that range. I'm still really strong, but just nowhere close to what I used to be.
Maybe the Flow Racing Fitness Challenge, we can figure that out.
Yes, we will. Oh, but he's got another work phone call. There he is. He's back.
Yeah. That was Mike Guger. That was Mike Guger calling me.
Mike Guger. I've heard of him. National event winning crew chief. Yes. He's probably trying to figure out why you're talking to us and working on the race car.
Yeah, I'm goofing off. He told me to get to work. Go do something productive.
Get that wrap done.
Yeah.
How did you and Mike Guger get hooked up? I've been meaning to ask. I've been meaning to come by and ask.
I met Mike the first time, maybe like 15, 20 years ago. I was a kid, whatever. And then we re-met again 3 years ago. And, when Tim got, his new deal with Skag, he called me. He's like, buddy, I just don't have time to tune your race car. He goes, there's a lot of guys available. I'll work with you. I'll make sure you transition. And And I still work with Tim. Tim still helps us, whatever. He does all my machine work, and he comes over and looks at the computer still. I mean, he'll probably always help me. But and he said, here are the guys that are available. So I talked to a few people, and I like Mike. Mike's a great guy. I mean, he fits my style. He and I get along really well. We became very good friends, and he's very smart. He has many, many, many years of experience. He has all the resources, and Mike's been out a few years, so he's catching up a little bit on the modern parts, and especially the superchargers and the clutches. But he's doing great. He's catching up, and I'm so excited to have Mike. Again, I'm repeating myself here. He's such a great guy, and he's so smart, and it's a crying shame that he wasn't out there for those few years that he wasn't. So I'm blessed to be able to bring Mike back, get him out to the racetrack, and let Mike do his thing, because he's just a great dude. He's so fun.
If my memory serves me correct, Mike Guger was Leah's crew chief when she won her first race in Phoenix. So
that is correct. Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he definitely has history with taking upstart top fuel drivers and turning them into competitors, to say the least.
You saying Andy Hull is going to win in Chicago, Jason Galvin? Is that what you're saying?
Would it look? Have you watched drag racing this year, J-Lo? If I told you Buddy Hall was going to win in Chicago, would you be shocked? Because I
would not. I would not be shocked.
Yeah. Here's what I've learned about drag racing. It's anybody's day. You just never know. Odds are all the odds say it's not my turn to win a drag race, but at the same time, I've seen crazier things happen. So you don't know till you go, and until you hang the starter on them and pull the wires off of them, you never know what's going to happen. So that's why we show up. We're not afraid of anybody. I'll tell you that. I'm not afraid of anybody out there.
How many races are you guys planning on running this year?
Not 9 this year, and then hopefully full time next year. Yep.
Okay.
Hell, Terry Haddock almost got her done this year.
Almost.
He did. He got Terry.
Anybody's day.
Terry, I'm going to tell you right now. If I don't know the deal there with Terry and Johnny West, I know Johnny pretty well. I'm under the impression he's going to be there the whole year. And if Johnny West is there the whole year, and Terry gets that thing put back together and shows up with some parts and pieces, I would not be shocked to see Terry Haddock win a race. Johnny West is a tune mofo, let me tell you.
Johnny knows how to get a car A to B. And that's one of the biggest things right now is, just getting him down the racetrack. It seems, and all 4 of us here, we're enveloped in it. They're either rotating the planet, or they're smoking the tires or blowing up. So, but when you go down the racetrack 8 out of 10 times, you become a hard car to beat, and the person in the lane knows you're going to go down the track, and that applies a lot of pressure. That changes and forces decisions to make on the car that you normally wouldn't make. So Terry could run 4 O's all season and win a drag race. I believe that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think when we get to the hot tracks in the summertime, I think we're going to see in both Top Fuel and Funny Cars several, out of nowhere winners that everybody who's deep in the sport's going to go, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, you take a look at Topeka, right? Topeka is a great example. Denver, middle of the summer, super hot outside, humid, and both. Topeka always just seems like, when I leave Topeka, I feel like I got in a fist fight. You know what I mean?
Beat up?
Like 1,000%. Between walking like the 14.7 miles from the pit to the starting line, and then it's always 104 to 108 degrees, and the humidity is somewhere between 85 and 90. I always feel like I got in bar fight when I left there. But anyway, that's the one track that I feel like, especially this year with how things are going, anybody can win that race.
Yeah.
You're right with Denver too, because everybody's shit is different in Denver, and you just never know.
Yep.
It's a different deal. We just honestly all over Denver parts.
Epping comes to mind for me. Like if it's hot, like it has been in years past there. If it's 82 degrees in Epping, then rotators are going to rotate the earth, right? But if it's 97 and the track temp's 140, I mean Terry Haddock almost won Epping a couple years ago, if I recall. So. Scott Palmer's first final was Epping, right? Scott Palmer's first final was Epping, I think.
May have been. Yeah. May have been.
Steve Torrance. Yeah. So,
yep.
Love it. Well, buddy, thank you so much for being on the show.
Oh, thank you guys.
I'm sorry that Jason sent me the link, and I can't refuse a podcast link.
Oh, don't be sorry.
We're done with her. Look at her.
So rude. Wow. Jason Logan, you were one of my best friends.
You are still my best friends.
You too. So I'm just glad. I was just watching because I'm a fan of all 3 of these folks on here.
And Buddy
Hey,
Holt's
listen.
breath of fresh air. This guy, I freaking like
Yes.
this.
Courtney, I'm looking at the back of JD Campbell's head right now. He's standing.
I
in my
love it.
shop.
Listen, that I didn't want to sell that junior dragster, and just because I'm a sentimental POS, but I was buying a house and it was the difference between 2 houses that I wanted and one that I didn't. So he helped me buy the house that I love.
Nice.
Oh, your junior dragster is about 50 feet away from me right now, right behind this wall. It's just right there.
There you go.
Perfect. I told him
Buddy's keeping a good eye on it.
if he
your
ever
phone
wants
and
to
go show
sell it, he has to call me first before he ever sells it again, because I'll probably buy it back.
And he will. He's a great guy.
There you go.
You should take your
He's-
phone over there
he's
so
a
we
bird.
can see it, buddy.
Yeah,
Take your
you may
phone.
walk over there.
Yeah, take your phone.
Yeah, yeah, go
It's
for
like
it.
Courtney see your old car.
Let's see the Courtney Enders Junior
Let's see.
Dragster.
Let's put this. Let's make this thing famous. Let's see.
There's a Disney movie about it. I think it's hey, Courtney, did they use the real cars in the Disney movie? Please tell me they did.
They
That's
did.
Awesome.
Let's-
Yeah, and then the OG ones in the museum.
Right.
Mm. This is why we have you on here today, Courtney,
What's
so you
going
can
on
be reunited with your old junior car.
Uh-oh. Buddy froze up, though. He probably doesn't have good reception in his shop.
Uh-oh.
We lost him.
Come
Can
back,
you guys
buddy.
see me?
Come back. No, but
You're
we can
frozen,
hear you.
buddy. You're frozen.
Wait
on
for us.
podcast.
This
Courtney
is gonna be
Enders
great.
wants to see the dragster.
There.
Hey, can y'all see me?
No.
We got a
no,
black
we got a black screen.
How
Darn it.
about now?
Oh, there we go.
Hey.
There.
See me?
Yes.
Hey, look. So, hey, here's the new driver of your.
Hey,
junior
buddy.
dragster right here. There's
Thank you
JD,
for taking
and
care of it.
right there. See, I told you. Did she see it?
That's cool.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. See? It says
Oh my
Enders
gosh.
right there. Yep.
That's awesome.
And it's the pilot. You got anything you want to say? You want to tell it? You want to tell the world anything? He says no.
Thank you for taking care of my car.
Welcome. Yeah. Thank you for selling it. That's it. Look at
Hey,
this.
JD.
Look at all this cool stuff in here. He's got all kinds of cool stuff. Look at that. It's a cool place to be.
That is a cool place to be.
Yeah.
How
That is
fun. That
awesome.
was so fun.
Well, buddy, thank you so much, man. We look forward to
thank you,
seeing you in
guys.
Chicago. Thanks for all the food recommendations. And we'll stop. We're all going to stop cyberbullying. I will stop
Yeah, I was just-
cyberbullying.
hey,
Yeah,
real
quit
quick.
picking on me.
Real-
Hey, y'all
wait.
quit picking on me. It hurts my feelings,
Well,
you know?
that I can't promise because now you're in the friend zone, so that's just
know.
like part of it. But seriously though, there's not a lot of people. We need more people like you, macho man, race car driving guy who isn't afraid to come out and speak out against people who are a problem in the society.
Yeah, no, I'm
Seriously,
good
we
with
need
it.
more people like
I'm
that.
100% good with it.
What
Yeah.
about the man, the myth, the legend, Bruce Allen in the
Oh,
house?
oh, hey. Wait, hold on.
Shut up.
Bruce Allen's in the house. Wow, look at that.
How about
Who's
that?
this guy?
No,
Look at
that's
that.
cool.
What does he know about a top fuel motor?
Pro Stock's cool, man. Shut up.
Yeah.
He's over here. He's over here. Got his hands on the top fuel car. No, that's not true.
No.
That's not true. But he may before the day's over.
He did.
He's-
He's been over
Bruce,
there.
Bruce walked up
I
to the
went-
top fuel car. He's like, "Where's the 5-speeds?"
I waited in line for his autograph multiple times when I was a kid.
There you
I
go.
did see him playing with the clutch back there.
Yeah,
Did I?
yeah. He's thinking about driving it.
Buddy's gonna show up in Chicago. And when does this thing get a pedal clutch in it? I'm so
Yeah.
confused.
He's thinking about driving it.
See, there you
I
go.
love it.
There you
I love
go.
it.
We got
See,
Bruce
people
Allen
just
fan.
show up on this show. I love it.
I
You got
dig it.
Bruce
That's
Allen,
right.
you
Hey,
got
you never
Courtney
know.
Enders.
You never know who's going to be around our shop.
I
Look at
pulled
all the
over.
people coming over here. You never know.
I would have pulled over
I pulled over for this.
for
This
Bruce
was
Allen. I
Paul
would have pulled
worthy.
over. I would have pulled over for Bruce Allen. Absolutely.
I love
Now
it.
that Bruce is on, the whole world's watching.
Yeah, they're like, yes.
He just trumped us all.
Mm-hmm.
No, yes, you did, Bruce. It's
That's
okay,
awesome.
bro. It's all right to be the man, the myth, the legend. That's it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Own it, Bruce.
He says in his own mind.
And mine too.
I
That's
love
right.
it. All right, buddy. We'll let you get back. Get that car wrapped. We're going to see you in Chicago. It's going to be awesome.
I appreciate you guys having me. Thank you so much.
Thanks for
Yeah,
coming
See you
on.
guys.
Thank you so much. That's Buddy Hall. We like him now.
That's Buddy Hall.
So I finally got to come on the Jason and Jason show.
Yeah. Welcome. Good to see you. Enjoy the gym.
I'm not wearing any makeup. I said, oh, I shouldn't. For y'all, we're doing it. Pulled over.
Well, I thought you'd
Well,
be
it was
a good
really for
person.
Buddy. It was for Buddy.
Yeah, I thought you'd
was
be a
for
good
Buddy.
person for the cyberbullying. And then when he told me that your junior dragster was next door, we had to go see it.
That's
Hey,
cool.
what type of car are you driving?
Here we go.
because the seats look badass.
Listen, this car is badass. It is
that a Tesla?
K5.
Are you in a Tesla?
No, I'm an American. I have a motor in my car.
Oh, Courtney Enders in a Tesla.
No.
It's a what?
It's a Kia K5 GT.
Oh, okay.
It's that ghost gray too. It's freaking awesome. But I took all the emblems off because when I bought my house, I sold my Ford Edge and I was embarrassed. So I took all the freaking
By the way,
emblems off.
Courtney, you just went, I'm an American.
Shut up. It has an engine.
Okay, but you just can't just go, I'm an American. I drive a Toyota.
I didn't mean to buy this. I stopped in to do something else and it was out there and somebody custom ordered it and I walked away with it that day.
I like the interior. Look, when I was in the car market, we went to Kia and really I actually tried to buy the mid-size Kia SUV, except for they wanted $900 a month for it. And I was like, yeah, no.
That Telluride?
Dude,
I could have got a Porsche. No, not the Telluride, whatever the one below it is. I could have got a Porsche for less than the Kia was, it made no sense to me. Anyway,
the Telluride's what I want, but that's like the one I want's like $70,000. So what are we doing here with Kia?
No.
Well, this was back, look, planet Earth has a car shortage apparently,
Yeah, COVID.
Still affecting everybody.
Courtney,
well, I appreciate y'all bringing me on. Thanks. I love y'all.
Thank you for coming on the show. You are always
You're welcome, Jason.
Bye, Courtney.
Love you guys. Bye. Kick me off. I don't know how to do it.
Kick her off, J-Lo.
She's gone.
Peace
out.
All right.
Deuces. All right, Jason Galvin. I get in on Friday morning, so you're going to be there by yourself without me.
I get in on Wednesday, bro.
Oh, yes. So yeah, you're definitely going to go downtown.
Yeah. I land at like noon on Wednesday. I got a buddy who's a Chicago firefighter I haven't seen in a while. Come to his first drag race on Sunday. Bringing some friends of mine from my online racing community. That's my I don't know how many people realize I'm honest. I got like a full race car behind me here.
Oh, look at that
sim rig right here. Yeah. Anyways, they're coming to their first drag race this weekend. Gonna be next weekend. Exciting.
I love it.
We'll figure out like a short travel day show at some point for next week.
Yep.
I travel on Wednesday, so maybe we'll do one like with me in Chicago Wednesday afternoon.
I travel on Wednesday as well, except I'm going to Austin.
Oh, that's right. You're going to Austin. You're going on Wednesday?
Yeah, Wednesday morning. Unless I change my flight so I can pick up another gig here in town. But I don't know if I'm going to do that. I'll send one of my guys out.
Yeah.
We'll see how that plays out. All right, Jason Galvin, thank you so much. We're so happy to see you today. I'm happy to be here. Listen, I'm a Buddy Hull fan now.
I like Buddy Hull. Big fan.
Everyone should be Buddy Hull fans now. All right, folks. Jason Galvin, thank you so much. We'll see you in Chicago. Have yourself a fantastic night, everybody. All that fun stuff.